2, 1, brawl!
Over the past 5 years, the free-to-play section of our consoles or PC stores has grown bigger and bigger, and let's be fair, we all love something free, but too often these free-to-play titles just don't feel free. Well, not unless you're willing to sink 100 hours into sometimes some pretty repetitive gameplay. So, with new platform fighter Brawlhalla gracing our consoles, how true does it stay to its free-to-play branding? Well, I'm pretty pleased to tell you that not only does Brawlhalla offer a legitimate free-to-play experience, but is also a fun and competitive fighting game. The arcade style smash your opponent off the screen has been a fighting game favourite since the brilliant Smash Bros introduced it back in 1999. And although Brawlhalla doesn't offer anything new here, it does provide you with a ton of diverse warriors to get the job done. The whopping roster of fighters currently sits at over 30 and is continuously growing. Better yet, every fighter feels different. Some offer lightning quick attacks but with little damage output, while others can take a shed load of damage that give very little back in terms of movement speed. Every warrior really does feel like their own character. With Brawlhalla being a free-to-play game, not all the warriors will be unlocked from the beginning unless you choose to pay the £20 to unlock all the heroes from the start. Not having all the fighters available is to be expected, but the method that Blue Mammoth Games have chosen is a questionable one. The available warriors work on a weekly rotation basis, which in most games would be a nice idea to give the player a continuous variety. However, much like every other fighting game, if you wish to really be competitive in Brawlhalla, you'll need to find the fighter you like and seriously get to know their attacks, timing, weapons and escapes. I find it slightly strange that a game that requires this amount of practice to be competitive does not provide players with a set amount of base heroes for you to master. If you choose to go the completely free route, then it will take you around 2 hours of gameplay depending on victories to be able to afford a new warrior. You'd think that with this many fighters it will take a lot of practice to get to understand the basic fighting mechanics that Brawlhalla has to offer, which isn't actually the case. The developers have made Brawlhalla a classic, simple to pick up but hard to master fighting game. There are only 2 attack buttons in the game. I was playing on PS4, so the light attack was square and special or charge attack was circle. Each of the attack buttons have 4 attacks linked to them, which depends on the direction you press while inputting the attack command. Although this simplistic approach does hinder the ability to unleash punishing combos, it doesn't feel like a hindrance, as it's not the combos that will lead you to victory in Brawlhalla, but rather a perfectly timed special or charge attack. The concept of winning is also pretty simple. Every player has a health bar in the top right hand corner of the screen. This health bar starts green and fades through to red depending on the damage you're taking. You cannot be defeated by simply losing your health alone. Instead, this health bar acts more like a stamina bar, and the closer to red it is, the higher the chance you have of being booted off the screen. Obviously, the other fighters are your primary opponents, but the stages you fight on can easily catch you out. Some of them decide to evolve and change their layout halfway through battle, as if fending off 3 other warriors just wasn't enough. More variety is added to the simplistic controls of Brawlhalla through the use of weapons. Each warrior has 2 different weapons, which normally differ in range. These weapons can be picked up during a fight and come with their own unique attacks. Again, 4 attacks linked to each attack button. The game doesn't allow you to choose which weapon you pick up. Instead, it works on a rotational basis, which puts an emphasis on you learning how to utilise each weapon your favourite warrior has at their disposal. Another area where Brawlhalla has the breadth of content is through the different modes and activities it has to offer. Quick Play features 3 modes: 4-player free-for-all, 2v2 and 1v1, as well as an experimental mode where you can play test the developers' new ideas. Ranked play plays out intense 1v1 battles, and there's a weekly rotating bout that throws a new mechanic or challenges for you to play. Throughout my current 20 hours with Brawlhalla, I've never been stuck for an option, neither have I ever felt like any modes were a weak link. Brawlhalla is a fast, fun and sometimes chaotic platformer that has a lot of content to offer from the start. The decision to make the 3 warriors rotate on a weekly basis takes away the emphasis of learning a favourite fighter, but it shouldn't take you too long to buy a select few with the in-game currency. It's easy to skip past the free to play section, as we've often felt like they don't live up to their name in the past, but Brawlhalla breaks that feeling. If you're looking for a competitive fighting game that isn't too daunting to learn, then Brawlhalla is a game you should definitely check out. I'll see you in the arena. Shotgun Ragnar. To keep up to date with other indie game news and reviews, make sure you subscribe to our channel and head over to indie-credible.com.